Deep within a remote cave, a team of scientists stumbled upon a strange phenomenon, unlike anything they had ever encountered. It left them bewildered and eager to unravel the mysteries surrounding it. But as they delved deeper into their discovery, the startling truth began to emerge, leaving the scientists utterly stunned. But before we start, smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the notifications bell so you never miss our upcoming stories. Victor, the lead scientist of the group, stood at the entrance of the cave, his team behind him. They were about to venture into one of the most difficult mysteries of their careers. In his hands, Victor held a map that would, hopefully, lead them through a series of tunnels hidden deep inside the cave. Victor and his team were the first ones to try, but that made the mission a little harder. They had no exact route to follow, and there were also no mistakes from previous tries that they could take into account. All they had was a map and their gear, which should be enough. But Victor knew this mission could turn out to be harder than it seemed. Victor hesitated at the cave entrance, doubt creeping in as he questioned whether he was making the right decision. The first stretch was manageable, a steady 30-minute walk through a damp tunnel with slick stone walls and the occasional drip of water echoing through the darkness. Still, the terrain was treacherous. One team member had already slipped, narrowly avoiding injury. When they reached a fork in the path, something not marked on their map, Victor paused. The map, once a source of confidence, now seemed vague and unreliable. Peering into both tunnels, he noticed a faint glimmer in the right one. Trusting his instinct, he led the group into the right tunnel, choosing not to mention the shimmer. The deeper they went, the more uncertain Victor felt. The air grew colder, the walls narrower, and every step felt heavier under the weight of responsibility. After another half hour of careful progress, Josephine asked for a short break. Victor agreed, and the team sat down on a dry patch of stone to catch their breath and eat a quick snack. Trevor, the team's route logger, approached Victor with concern and asked to speak privately. A short distance from the group, he revealed that their path appeared to loop back on itself. He showed Victor his logged route, which clearly suggested they were walking in circles. Confused, Victor compared it to his own map and was troubled to see discrepancies. Trevor had recorded tunnels that weren't even marked. The realization hit hard. The map was inaccurate. Trevor's growing panic was mirrored in Victor's uneasy silence as he accepted the likelihood they were lost. Before they could process the implications, Josephine called out from deeper in the cave with excitement in her voice. Victor followed Josephine's voice until he found her deeper inside the cave. She had discovered a hidden chamber, and as he stepped inside, he was struck by the sight before him. The space was filled with large, white circular objects that resembled eggs, but not from any known species. A strange substance was oozing from one of them, catching Trevor's attention. Victor quickly collected a sample using a petri dish, then instructed the team to gather more and set up their equipment to analyze the mysterious find. This could be the discovery of a lifetime for them. Their excitement was hard to miss, but little did they know these strange objects weren't so easy to decipher. They ran various tests, but nothing seemed to get them further in their research. After a few hours, Josephine suggested taking everything back to their lab, where they had more resources. Upon Josephine's suggestion, Victor nodded in agreement, thinking it best to return to the base where more advanced tools awaited them. The team began the meticulous process of packaging the mysterious objects, ensuring they were safely stored. With Victor's command, the team began their return journey, the air initially filled with excitement and lively speculation about their discovery. Laughter echoed through the tunnels as theories ranged from rare minerals to ancient artifacts. However, as they moved deeper, the path grew increasingly unfamiliar. Victor studied the map repeatedly, unsettled by the twists and turns that didn't match the layout. Though concern grew, he kept it to himself, not wanting to alarm the others. The strange cargo, combined with the fear of getting lost in the dimming torchlight, urged the team to quicken their pace. Tension began to replace their earlier enthusiasm. The cave's passages seemed endless, and murmurs of uncertainty spread among the group as they realized the surroundings no longer looked familiar. Some believed they had already passed certain stalagmites and mineral stains. The earlier camaraderie faded, replaced by quiet tension and uneasy glances. Sensing the rising anxiety, Victor called for a brief stop to reassess their bearings. Familiar rock formations and unique wall markings confirmed their worst fear. They were moving in circles. The realization weighed heavily on everyone. Josephine checked their supplies and found water nearly gone and food running low. She quietly shared her concern with Victor, who began to feel the full weight of their situation. With dwindling resources and no clear exit, panic slowly crept in. Tensions erupted as frustration peaked, with accusations directed at Victor and regretful voices lamenting their decisions. The unity that once held the team together began to fracture under the weight of fear and exhaustion. The oppressive atmosphere of the cave deepened their sense of helplessness. Sensing the collapse of morale, Victor stepped forward and asserted control. His firm stance and steady presence reminded the team of their purpose and the importance of staying united. The panic gave way to quiet resolve as each team member regained focus. Though the path ahead remained uncertain, they stood together once more, ready to continue the search for a way out. The limited torchlight cast eerie shadows as the team tried to settle down for the night. They found a relatively flat stretch of ground and huddled together. The cold, damp air made rest uncomfortable. The sound of dripping water, the occasional scuttling of unseen creatures, and the weight of their predicament kept many eyes open. Restless murmurs filled the darkness, but amidst the anxiety, they drew closer, unified in their shared challenge. While the team struggled inside, word reached the outside world. A local who had seen the team enter the cave recounted their expedition to a journalist passing through the area. A journalist quickly broke the story, and soon news of the missing research team spread nationwide. Helicopters circled the cave and rescue teams mobilized, turning the remote site into a center of urgent activity. Ground crews assembled quickly, with specialized cave rescue teams suiting up. They carried advanced equipment, prepared for the daunting task ahead. Like moths to a flame, the media swarmed the cave's entrance. Satellite vans with towering antennas parked haphazardly. Reporters, with mics in hand, delivered live updates while cameras captured every moment. The otherwise quiet landscape transformed into a bustling hub, filled with the hum of generators and flashes of camera lights. The cave, once an enigma, became the center of national attention. Amid the chaos, a more personal drama unfolded. Families, desperate for news about their loved ones, began to arrive. Holding photographs, they spoke with tear-filled eyes to any reporter who would listen. Each story painted a picture of the missing individual, adding a deeper emotional layer to the already tense situation. Expert geologists and spelunkers were brought onto TV panels to discuss the cave's dangers. Time was quickly becoming a critical factor for the missing team. The risks of hypothermia, dehydration, and even cave-ins were dissected in detail. As every hour passed, the urgency became more palpable, and the message was clear. In the heart of the cavernous maze, Victor's torch caught the outline of an old campsite. It lay shrouded in shadows, forgotten and untouched by time. The sight both startled and intrigued the team. Could someone else have been trapped here before? And more importantly, could their presence offer them a way out? Approaching cautiously, the team discerned the details. Frayed ropes, rusted cans, and remnants of tents lay scattered. Everything indicated that this site was from decades ago. Everyone trying to piece together the story of the campers who had once sheltered here. As they scoured the camp, Josephine's keen eyes spotted something of potential value. Tucked inside an old leather pouch, a faded map emerged. Even though wear and tear had claimed parts of it, significant portions remained legible. This could be the lifeline they desperately needed. A deeper look revealed personal effects, a cracked photograph of a young couple, a weathered journal, a broken compass. It became evident that the previous group had not merely been passing through but had taken residence in the cave for an extended period. Wondering about their fate sent shivers down the spine. Determined to capitalize on this unexpected discovery, the team consolidated their findings. The map, though fragmented, was their best lead. If the previous campers had plotted a route out, then perhaps it still existed. Fueled by renewed hope and the realization that they weren't the first to face this labyrinth, they readied themselves to decipher the map's secrets and forge a path home. Cautiously, they stepped into the tents. The canvas was brittle to touch, but inside it was a time capsule, clothes on makeshift lines and notes pinned to the walls. Among the relics, an old kitchen area with aged pots and rusty pans told stories of meals cooked long ago. The team speculated about the dishes, wondering about the culture of those who came before them. Scattered personal items, including faded photos of smiling faces, painted a picture of lives once lived here. These artifacts spoke of adventures, camaraderie, and possibly love in the heart of the cave. In a hidden corner, beneath blankets, a sealed wooden box was found. Inside were letters and journals detailing the campers' daily lives, raw, emotional writings revealing their hopes and dreams. Victor sat among the relics, feeling the weight of the stories that had unfolded in this place. For a moment, the past and present seemed to merge, as if the cave had always witnessed human emotion. Trevor, with his keen interest in technology, knelt beside the strewn lanterns and rusty radios. He carefully inspected each piece, noting the models and designs. Through the lens of old tech, he hoped to piece together a time frame for the last inhabitants. A collection of yellowed newspapers and brittle magazines caught Josephine's eye. She started to read the headlines, some of which spoke of world events they knew from history books. The advertisements and lifestyle sections painted a picture of a world outside at a time when the cave dwellers had last contact with the outside realm. Josephine, her curiosity piqued, started to systematically gather the most revealing items: coins with dated engravings, postcards with stamped dates, and even an old pocket watch that had long ceased ticking. Each artifact was a puzzle piece, waiting to be fit into the broader story of the camp's history. They found canvases adorned with portraits, landscapes, and abstract forms. These artworks hinted at the passions and dreams of those who had called the cave home, revealing a depth to their existence beyond mere survival. Yet, as the day wore on and their pile of artifacts grew, a sinking realization set in. They had a treasure trove of stories, of memories, of moments frozen in time. But none of the findings pointed them closer to an exit. As Josephine moved further into the campsite, she noticed a cloth hanging inconspicuously from the roof of the cave. Drawing it aside, she revealed a chamber that appeared almost magical. The air was thick with mystery, and every item inside seemed to gleam with a promise of stories untold. Stepping inside felt like entering a time capsule from the 60s. Bright fabrics with psychedelic patterns adorned the walls, and beads and dream catchers caught the dim light, filling the air with the faint scent of patchouli. Symbols of peace and love decorated the room, clearly an artist's retreat. A corner was filled with paints, brushes, and canvases, some finished, some not. Amid the artistic chaos, Josephine found an old leather-bound diary. Its embossed cover and pages full of musings revealed the life of someone deeply embedded in the hippie culture. The team gathered around as she read, each entry painting a vivid picture of a free spirit's journey, filled with dreams, adventures, and the ideals of love and peace. For a moment, the team was lost in the diary's tales of the past. The artist detailed how the cave, more than just a retreat, had been envisioned as a canvas, a place where nature and creativity merged. The diary revealed that the objects they had found were not just random items but symbolic works of art representing love, peace, and harmony. The eggs were crafted as odes to the hippie ideals, reflecting the spirit of the time. The strange substance dripping from the eggs was explained as an aged art material, likely a resin or adhesive, altered by the cave's environment over the years. As the team absorbed the diary's revelations, they realized their original scientific curiosity had missed the true essence of the cave. It was art and history that held the answers. Victor suggested preserving the cave as a living museum, a place where art, history, and science could converge. The team, gathered around the campfire, appreciated the harmony between art and nature, recognizing that the cave's story was about more than just the art. It was about the passion and intentions behind it. Soon, the cave's underground art installation and its historical significance captured the world's attention. Journalists, photographers, and scholars flocked to document its beauty. The cave, once a mysterious labyrinth, became a symbol of discovery, drawing tourists and inspiring thinkers from all fields. Local communities experienced a surge in visitors, sparking renewed interest in their culture and history. The cave, once a symbol of mystery, became a destination where art, nature, and history converged. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the notifications bell so you never miss amazing tales like this one.